So March is here in the Yorba Linda housing market. So if you're a buyer, that means ready, set, wait. And if you're a seller, that means go. So what do I mean by this? Stay tuned to find out. If this is your first time watching this show, hi, I'm Josh Alexander, your local Yorba Linda real estate agent, as well as host of Discover Yorba Linda, your one-stop shop for all things Yorba Linda. So in today's episode, I'm going to give you my March 2024 housing market forecast for Yorba Linda. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and bore you with a bunch of numbers that you probably don't care about with the real estate market, but I do want to go over a couple key things that's going to give you a much better idea of what to expect over the next couple months in the Yorba Linda housing market. So let's first look at inventory. So right now, active inventory in Yorba Linda is hovering right in the mid 50s, and it's really been doing that for the last couple months. Typically during this time of year, we start seeing inventory rise, and it has started going up by a few homes. However, nothing significant whatsoever. And in the past, oftentimes I've been giving you stats about what it looks like right now compared to pre-pandemic levels, where we saw inventory way over 100 in Yorba Linda at this time. But really, the honest truth at this point is, this is now the new normal. So because we saw such low interest rates during the pandemic, where everybody bought homes or refinanced their homes in the low 3s or 4% range, and then it jumped up to where we are today in the 7 or even almost 8% range at some point, most homeowners that purchased a home have no intention to actually leave that house because financially it just doesn't make sense to move right now unless they absolutely have to. So one of the things that you need to think about here is that right now in the United States, 40% of all homeowners have their mortgage paid off free and clear. And in California right now, of the remaining people that still have a mortgage, 85% of them have mortgages at 5% or below. So with interest rates currently hovering in the 7% range, again, there's just no financial incentive to make them want to move because it would cost too much money for them to get a new mortgage. So they're staying put, and that is going to keep inventory at an artificially low number until something major changes. So either we're going to have to start seeing interest rates go down below 6% to start freeing up some inventory, or have some giant major recession in the US economy that's going to force people to sell their homes. So right now, out of the two, the interest rates eventually coming down below 6% is probably the most likely scenario. However, that's not going to happen anytime soon. That's going to be something maybe in 2 or 3 years from now, you'll start seeing something like that. So that means in the foreseeable future, inventory is going to remain an issue in Yorba Linda, in Orange County, in Southern California, and in most of the US for the housing market. Okay, so now for the demand side of things. So in Yorba Linda in the month of February, 55% of homes sold above or at asking price. And surprisingly, it's the first time in a couple months where that number fell below Orange County's average. So out of the last 500 sales in Orange County, 59% of those homes sold for at or above asking price. But let's actually look at the data a little bit further and break it down by category. So if you look at homes that are under $1 million, 58% of them sold for at or above asking price. And then if you look at homes between $1 and $2 million, this is the hottest part of the Yorba Linda market right now, because 68% of those homes in February sold for at or above asking price. And then when you get to $2 million above, only 25% of homes sold for at or above asking price. So if you're trying to sell a home right now or purchase a home right now under $2 million, it is a hot seller's market. Once you go above $2 million, it starts to cool down quite significantly. And the other thing to note is that because we've seen interest rates fluctuate so much, we're starting to get a pretty good picture of how the market reacts to different interest rates. And it seems like anytime interest rates drop below 7%, we start to see the market heat up very quickly. And we're basically only one good economic report or one bad jobs report away from getting back into the mid 6% range again. So there's a very good chance that if we have one of those reports come out in March, it might have already come out by the time you're watching this, we could already be back in the 6% range, and the market's going to start heating up even more. Okay, so that's enough with the data. Let's go ahead and actually go into what that means for you if you're thinking of buying or selling a home over the next couple of months. And let's go ahead and start with buyers first. So buyers, yes, mortgage applications have been going down. However, because inventory is so low right now, demand is still much higher than supply in Orange County, which means that if you go to open houses, they're going to be packed. And most likely, if you find a house that's under $2 million, that's priced correctly and move-in ready, it's going to be in escrow in less than a week right now. So you have to be ready to be able to take advantage of the property when the right one pops up. Now, the biggest problem that buyers are having right now is that there's just not a lot of inventory, which means it could take you a while to be able to find the home that actually works for you and your family. So if you're thinking that you can get in the market, find a home in less than a month, get into escrow, and close escrow in less than 2 months, that might not be realistic in today's market. Oftentimes, because inventory is so limited, it might take you a month or two just to find a home that's going to be right for you and your family, and then you have to place offer, compete with multiple offers to get into that house. So the biggest thing for you as a buyer right now is going to be patience, which is why I say ready, set, and wait. So this basically means that you need to go through, get that pre-approval done by a lender. You need to go through, look at your finances, figure out your must-haves, and have all your ducks lined up in a row, ready to go. So when the opportunity does come up, you're able to compete and you can aggressively go after the home of your dreams. If you don't have those things ready, you can very easily lose that house to another buyer that was more prepared than you. So what you need to be doing as a buyer right now, even if you think you're 6 months away from purchasing a home, is you need to start the process and get things organized. So you need to talk to a lender. Again, I say this all the time, it's completely free. They're there to help you. So please talk to a lender, get that pre-approval done. So that way, if the home pops up a month from now, 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, you have the pre-approval ready and you're ready to be able to place an offer. The last thing you want to happen is that you finally find that dream home and then it's going to be ripped out from under you because you can't get pre-approved fast enough and go through that process before someone else gets that house into escrow. So you need to basically be ready to place an offer at all times if you're thinking of buying a house this year. So when the opportunity arises, you can pounce on it. Now, the good news for you is starting from now all the way through May is typically when we see the most amount of homes hit the market in Orange County. So hopefully you'll start to see more and more options available for you as the months go on. However, the bad news is that we're also expecting interest rates to go down over the next couple months. So depending on how fast they go down, that could really negate any extra inventory that hits the market. So again, home prices are going to continue to rise as we go through the rest of this year. So the longer you wait to get into a home, the more you're going to have to pay for it. So be ready if you can now, and that way if the opportunity comes up now, you can take advantage before prices go up even more as we head to the summertime. Okay, so now on the selling side of things. So like I've been saying since the beginning of the year, one of, if not the best times to place your home on the market this year was going to be late February, early March, and I'm sticking to that because right now we haven't seen that spring bump in supply happen yet, so inventory is still relatively low. However, demand is still very high. Like I've said, we're seeing demand go up week after week after week, and the market is getting hotter. So right now, you have less competition, and you have a lot of buyers out there looking for your home. And then like I mentioned before, right now, we're only one good economic report away or one bad jobs report away from seeing interest rates go back down to the 6s again, which is going to increase demand even more. So if you're able to ride that wave as it's starting, it's going to put you in a very good position. And then on the back end, if you have to purchase a house as well, that means for you that interest rates are going to be lower when you go to purchase your house, and hopefully you'll also have some more inventory to look at the same time, which is going to give you the best of both worlds. So if you've been thinking of selling your home this year, you definitely want to reach out to your agent now to figure out if now is the best time for you to take advantage of the current market conditions to be able to get that top price for your home. Now, a quick word of warning for sellers. We are in a hot seller's market, but it's not like we saw during the pandemic where everything was just flying off the shelves. If you have a home that is overpriced and not updated, it is going to sit there for a longer period of time. So you still have to make sure that you're accurately pricing your home based on the latest comparable sales in the neighborhood, and then marketing correctly to make sure you're getting as many eyeballs as possible on that home to give yourself the best shot at a multiple offer situation, which ultimately tends to give you the best price possible. Now, if you are thinking of buying or selling a home this year and you want to come up with a game plan to help you get there, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can find a link in the description below to my calendar, schedule a free 30-minute discovery call where I can give you specific advice based on your individual situation and help you come up with a step-by-step plan and show you exactly what it takes to buy or sell a home in today's market. So again, check out that link below. It's completely free. Schedule a time that works for you. I'd love to have that conversation. Okay, then the last thing before I let you go, if you are thinking of buying a home this year in Yorba Linda, I highly recommend you check out my other channel. You can check out the video right down here, and it's basically going to go over how to write a winning offer in 2024, so that way you have a better chance of getting into that home of your dreams. And if you're thinking of selling a home this year, check out this right here. This is going to give you the 5 mistakes that sellers are making this year and how you can avoid them. So that's all I have for you today. So until next week, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody.